Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about, I'm going to just give you a little story. This is, it's going to make sense, but I don't know where it's going to go, so I'm going to just tell you the story. So, I told you guys that I went through Ascension on New Year's, right? New Year's Eve. Some stuff changed, everything changed. I also told you stories about what happened, what happened during my transition, my scenario. And I told you guys that even before that, God was dealing with me, so I was fasting even before I went through the ascension. So I was fasting before that. Because like I said, my uncle had called and and I told him that I was fasting. But what I didn't he asked me at the time, what was I fasting for? And I told him, God told me I can't tell him that. And then I told you guys right behind that, that went to the internet. Like, that was now something that was being talked about. So that what I was fasting about was between me and God. It's still between me and God. When I fast, it's my personal business. It's between me and God, okay? So, and if you look up fasting, fasting is a way it breaks strongholds. Like, you got to be able to give something in order to get something. And when you asking God for something, sometimes you got to know how to, really get in front of him. The Lord's Prayer is one of the ways. If you go look in the Bible, it says one of the ways to get in front of God fast, you got to know the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, that prayer. Along with that, fasting is another way. Again, giving something to get something. And sometimes it's not even about getting something, but like at the time I needed clarity. So, if I'm coming to God and I'm asking him, to do something or to show me something, I had to show him that I was willing to do whatever it took to obtain what I was asking for. So then, God was saying, after the fact, I kept wondering why he was saying stay away from people. Like, because I wasn't supposed to, he wanted me to stay inside the house, but I'm over here saying, God, I got to take care of certain things. Like, it's just me. I got to take care of certain things. Again, not really fully understanding, but because of the relationship I have with God, God, I trust you. I love you and thank you. Because of the relationship I have with God, like, I'm not the pray how many times, like people say they got to pray this many times. Like, I'm always in his presence. I'm always talking about something with God. Like, even if it's just in my mind, like I could be talking to somebody and I'll find myself saying, God, something. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I've always been. I mean, sometimes, in life, if you, you start doing stuff and then you don't spend as much time with God. So I've had them moments too. But for a while now, it's just been, me and God. And I'm trying to figure out, like, God, okay, when I went through the ascension thing, my vision shifted, something happened. It was just a couple things going on. So again, like he was telling me when I told you that, now there's issues going on and God's saying you can see in the dark, it's fine. Like, I'm adjusting you. That DNA upgrade is making you better. I didn't realize how much better it was though. And that's why he kept saying, watch what you eat. So star seeds, light workers, divine beings, the 144, all of you ones that are, the ones searching for God, going to God, and people that are in the dark night of the soul, searching for God, knowing what you're becoming and who you are becoming. It didn't make a connection to me until yesterday. And even because then it came to me this morning, like the same exact thing. So yesterday I did a video and I promised God I wouldn't cuss. So if I promised him I didn't cuss, he would give me a blessing. And Lord, did he show up. Lord, you showed up. So I had a service done at my house yesterday. And it turned out to be so much more than even what I thought. And so, like, God's been saying, stay away from people, stay away from people. But this particular person that did the service, I know them, but I don't know them. It just so happened that, because we normally see each other in passing, but this particular day we spoke to each other, and then for some reason we started talking, and this doesn't normally happen. So this is how I know God was working in the situation. And then he's telling me it's okay. So I'm talking to the person. They tell me that, and it was weird because the whole time I never knew that this person just did what they do. And it didn't matter. But at the time, it was something that I needed, okay? So we scheduled, and it came yesterday. So I'm talking to the person, and I'm like, you know, talking to them about my situation, because God said it was okay. Because like I said, I haven't been telling anybody anything because of the fact that it's been weird. And you got to be careful who you talking to, because stuff be weird. But this person knew about things of, you know, what I was talking about, because this person has experienced some similar things. So I'm talking to the person, and they finished, you know, what they were doing, and everything was wonderful. So again, God gave me something, a big blessing yesterday, peace. Because yesterday I was peaceful. It was nice. I got to go outside again. I got to be in the sun. My backyard is my favorite place to be, but it wasn't safe, you know, at a time for me to be in places that are wide open because people were doing mess. And so now there's peace. There's peace. Peace has been restored. That's the biggest blessing he could have ever given me. So back to the food. So when I went through the ascension, it was just drink water. I need you to drink water. Because for one, I don't know, there was two things going on with me. Going through that process, and then God is saying you got to detox, because I don't know what was given, you know, because people be trying to put stuff in your food. So be careful about who you take food from, where you eat from, don't eat from. Matter of fact, I'm not eating from anybody anymore. You can't give me nothing, okay? Nothing. Nothing. If I don't see you cook, matter of fact, if I don't make it, or I don't see you standing there, if I don't see the ingredients being bought and I'm watching you cook, you can't cook nothing for me. You can't give me no drinks. You can't give me nothing. So going forward, I'm not even around anybody. Like, I completely cut everybody off. It's me and my son. That's it. And he's 17 years old. No. When he turns 18, he gets to decide what he wants to do. I think he wants to go to college, and I'm going to try to work that out as best as I can. And we're going to get him where he needs to be so he can be the successful pharaoh that he is. And we're going to, you know, make it happen. So then it'll just be me. But, so water was like key. But also y'all got to make sure what type of water y'all are drinking. So I kept getting like the alkaline water, trying to make sure that I stayed, you know, make sure you balance and everything. But then you got to pay attention to what's in the water. So watch the water that you're drinking, because you don't need a lot of water with like a bunch of fluoride and just a bunch of stuff in it that's not good for you. Because I'm getting ready to tell you why. Because this is the thing he gave me. So I got my truck back, and then I was telling you guys about the herbs and stuff. You know, your body will heal itself. Your body, if you get it to a certain state, a certain signature is what it says, a certain, like, you can get your body to a higher frequency. And so I'm like, I had a thing for soda for a long time. Like, for some reason, I felt like I was just addicted to soda. But sometimes I go without drinking soda, period. But soda is not good for you. The stuff is like, soda, the chemicals in it are, from what I understand, I know somebody used to carry that on their vehicle, on their truck. They were a delivery person. The chemical is a hazardous chemical that it gets shipped in. Like, don't quote me on that, look it up. But that's what they were telling me. So I didn't actually go look it up, and I didn't expect to even say that right now, but that's what I was told. Okay, so drinking a lot of water. So then when I started actually trying to intake food, and then I didn't even really want to eat. Like, my body just seemed like it was fine. Like, again, I told you I haven't taken a vitamin, I haven't done anything. I have not had COVID, and I've been out to work, and I've been in stores, and I mostly wear my mask. Like, after everything happened, I was always wearing my mask. But before that, you know, once I left that process or whatever, sometimes I would just get out and just go, and I didn't have a mask on. But then after that, I stayed, you know, masked up because God said, I need you to protect yourself. I need you to, but it was mostly from people, not really from a disease. He never put that in me to be afraid of COVID. He never put that in me. Actually, that was a way that he was telling me that he was dealing with some of y'all. Like, some of y'all got COVID because y'all was being messy and meddling, and that was your punishment. And some of y'all, I'm sure, felt like you was about to die. And you was, so I'm sure you repented. But that's not what we talking about. So be careful. Be careful about what you're putting in your body, because your body is now shifting. Ooh, I like that, God, doing it again. Must be on the right track. Your body is going into a higher state of consciousness, a higher state of being. And so being careful about the things that you're putting into it. This is tea, just so you guys know, because I'm being careful about the things I put into it. Natural herbal tea is what that is. And I make my own, so that's another thing that I like. But that's not what this video is about. It is, but it's not. So yesterday I was I did the video, but mind you, normally I am like I just got up in the morning and, you know, washed my face, brushed my teeth. I threw my clothes on because my son wanted me to take him to school, so I just put my clothes on. I didn't take a shower yesterday morning. Okay? Don't judge me, don't be in my business. I was going to take a shower later. I had already took a shower the day before that, but this morning I didn't take a shower. I put my clothes on and I went and dropped my son off to school. When I came in, I did the video. So by that time, I started cleaning up, which made me then say, I'm not taking a shower until after I clean up. So I started cleaning up around my house. I ran to the store, grabbed some incense because I needed some incense, got my incense. By that time, the person was calling saying they were here. So I said, I'm on my way back, got to the house, and we go through the process of what we were doing at the house, right? Getting the job done. So I'm talking to him as he's doing the job. And, you know, when he said that he knew about certain things, then it made me feel like, okay, well, you about to be tripped out. So, and this person is a spiritual person. So they knew about stuff, and I'm saying this is about to get trippy. So and they were like, you know, don't worry about it. I'm good. You can, you know, tell me. You can, you know, trippy is not a thing. They understood, which was great. Because again, it's nice to talk to a person who understands. And that's one of the things that I'm telling y'all. It's nice to talk to people who understand. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Why do y'all not know that? So then I go into, we were done doing the job and we just ended up sitting down and talking. So in my house, I have like a couch, a chair on the far side, and then like a couch this way. And I can switch it up anyway, because it's like a sectional piece. You can do anything you want with it. But this, he sat on the far side, right? And I'm sitting on this side. So then I go to show him pictures of what, you know, I was talking about. And the things, because I'm a screenshotter. Because one of the things that he asked me, I said, just going through the whole process, if I had not have been such a person of a strong mind, I would have thought I was bugging. And he was like, well, is that what you think? I said, no, because, like, you know what I mean? And I was telling him why. Like, I screenshot, I do all these things. And he was like, well, that's what the important part was. He said, you know, so that's not neither here nor there either. Going into what God was saying about the food, making sure your body is pure, because what you don't realize, and what he's saying is that DNA activation is actually purifying your system. Your body's able to heal itself. As long as you're not putting foul stuff in it while you're going through this process, your body is technically healing itself. It's wiping away those diseases and all this other stuff. So you got to be careful. That's why he's telling you to drink water, go out in the sun, because your melanin in your skin is now absorbing through your body. And that's there's a book that I was reading. It's on that phone. Melanin Empath is a good book, because it's teaching you about, you know, the melanin and how it's being recharged by the sun, and so these are the connections. Because again, it doesn't come to me completely all the way. It's like sometimes given in steps, but he's really, and it's not a long period of time, because this was a day or two in between what was happening. which then it went back to something else because he kept saying, stay away from people. Don't go around people. Don't let people get too close to you. And I understood why, because he was saying more for your protection, but I also didn't realize that while your body is going through this cleaning process and it's like, you know, DNA activation, everything's being, you know, adjusted and your body's healing itself and it's trying to regenerate the cells and everything in there to make it purified. So while it's doing that, there's a thing called pheromones that's being emitted from your body. And the pheromones, when a person gets too close to you, it activates something in them. So I went and I have this on my phone. So it says, a pheromone, it means to bear, okay? And it says, is a secreted or excreted chemical factor that triggers a social response in members of the same species. Pheromones are chemically capable of acting like hormones outside of the body of a secreted individual to affect the behavior of the receiving individuals. There are alarm pheromones, food trial pheromones, sex pheromones, and many others that affect the behavior of psychology. Pheromones are used by many organisms, from basic uncellular prokaryotes to complex multicellular. I don't know what that word is, so I'm not even going to, okay, let me just do what I normally do. Okay, this is what pheromones are, okay? Okay, so this is what pheromones are.
A pheromone, from ancient Greek pharaoh, to bear. A pheromone, from ancient Greek pharaoh, to bear. An hormone is a secreted or excreted chemical factor that triggers a social response in members of the same species. Pheromones are chemicals capable of acting like hormones outside the body of the secreting individual to affect the behavior of the receiving individuals. 1. There are alarm pheromones, food trail pheromones, sex pheromones, and many others that affect behavior or physiology. Pheromones are used by many organisms, from basic unicellular prokaryotes to complex multicellular eukaryotes. 2. Their use among insects has been particularly well documented. In addition, some vertebrates, plants, and ciliates communicate by using pheromones. The ecological functions and evolution of pheromones are a major topic of research in the field of chemical ecology.
Okay, so the one that stuck out is okay, so the one that stuck out to me was the sex pheromones. Sex pheromones are defined as odors produced by either males or females that simulate one or more behavioral reactions in the opposite sex, bringing the males and females together for the purpose of mating, okay? Walk with me now. So, bringing your body into perfect balance, cleaning your body from the inside out. I was saying that I've been celibate. I haven't had sex with anybody, period, since I was with my ex. And before that, I don't even remember the last time we had sex. So it's been November, December, January, it's February. Either 4 or 5 months, because before that, previously, I dropped him off in December the 10th. I can't remember when going forward. He said we had sex at my dad's party, but I don't know, and I don't know. I blacked out. That's what I remember. So I don't remember that night, and that was November the 20th. So since that date, I have not had sex with anybody. I've been sitting here with me and God, and no matter what anybody else wants to say, I know where I've been at, and I've been here with me and God, right? And so there has been things changing, because I have felt things changing, and for the better, like I said. But so I didn't understand fully until I started like looking up what's happening with your body when it's, you know, these are all spiritual things. So scientifically, I don't know, you know, what they would say or what they would think. Not my problem, not my business, because you can't trust them sometimes, because of the fact that although everything is based off of science, if they can't prove something, they go into, oh, that's not a real thing, or we can't prove it, so we just leave it alone, or, you know, some weird stuff. So spiritually, what I'm being told is the cleaning of your body from the inside out, your DNA upgrade, the ascension, getting closer to God, is now putting your body on a frequency where your body is now trying to, if you do all the right things, heal itself. Eat the right food, drink the right drinks, not putting chemicals into your body, which as of now is kind of hard because of the fact that chemicals are just in the air. And there's a thing, this is sidebar, but I was watching something that had something to do with it was an old story, and I think it was Julia Roberts, I'm not sure if it was her, one of the ladies, white lady, blonde hair, I think it was her, not sure. But anyway, it was about a movie where there was chemicals being secreted into this small place, into the water, and now everybody has a piece of whatever that chemical was in their system because of this one particular company. And I don't understand how it was that company was not, because this company and it's still operating, and I'm not understanding how that company was, one, not shut down, and two, didn't have to pay everybody on earth, because they're literally saying that this chemical is now in everybody on earth. So if y'all know the movie I'm talking about, put it in the comment section, because I can't remember what it was, but I watched it last summer, I think. I watched it before because it's an old movie, but it was talking about her. She became a lawyer, like literally because of the fact that she was working at the company. She didn't have a job. She was taking care of her kids, and she needed a job. But they didn't like how she dressed, because she would come into the office like, you know, it was older women working there, and she was like the small petite, you know, came in, and she took her time to go through all these documents and found out that where it was coming out of the water or something, and the company tried to just sweep it under the table. And it's always something going on in big business to where they're messing up the common people. God don't like it, and he sees it. And it's a shame, because the way we get handled here is not acceptable. And it's sad, because big money, big business wins over the small guy. That's not acceptable. But this girl, this woman, took her time to now go through the details. She went through the details, and she found a way to make them pay. And it's not even about, and I'm sure they didn't get what they needed to get, because if I'm not mistaken, some people had lost their lives. Like some of the people died of cancer. A woman, it was a mess. But this is how stuff gets handled down here, and this is the government that is in control. This is the stuff that they let happen to people. But anyway, it wasn't about that, but that pertains to that, because that was another way. Like there's chemicals in the air. There's like, they're trying to do stuff that makes no sense. Why would you try to block the sun? I'll tell you why. Melanated people. They don't want y'all to realize that sun is your charging. That's how you get your power. That's how you elevate your frequency. You got to get outside. Stop talking about some vitamin D. Go outside. Go outside. It's beautiful out there. And you need that, because even part of what I'm telling you is you need to go outside. Getting the right stuff in your body to help it cleanse and recharge. And I'm gonna say it again. I don't know if it's in Honduras, but Dr. Staby was one person who was on the right track when it comes to that. And they have a resort, and I'm pledging I'm going to that resort, because they have found a way to even get the water that you bathe in alkaline, like to a status of even being able to bathe in that type of water. And from what I understand, haven't been there, this is one place that I'm going. I definitely got to go there, because they even design your meals to help your body clear out what diseases and stuff. And this is a place that I want to learn from, because of the fact that they already got it together. They already have the basis of it. So and I think they have a couple of them. One might be in Mexico, I don't know. But either way, don't quote me on that. Just look it up. But they have retreats that are designed for that, and this is a place I gotta go to, because it sounds amazing. So the reason how I got here, even like when I'm saying, because I noticed, and if you go back to a story I told, there was a guy, and I said harmless, but he seemed a little, so that he was harmless, but he was a little, and he, for some reason, came close to me. And that's when, I got the message again from God. Don't let nobody get that close to you. Because then another message came through, and I posted it in that video, that there was a car that was marked as a broken down vehicle because it was tagged by the police. And literally that there was one right behind my truck. And it had been there the whole entire time. So it was tagged by the police, as being an abandoned vehicle, but the reason why the people did it was because they needed their car to be placed in the system, so that way it would throw the police off, because they were going to steal a similar car or something to try to kidnap you. So again, I told y'all, it's like God is telling me something, and then I went to my community, and then my community's telling me, and so I'm a screenshotter. I screenshotted it because for some reason I feel like certain things are important. Just like right now, YouTube being hacked. Like, I have so many different screenshots on my phone of tarot readers and people in the community saying that they're being gang stalked, they're being their tarot channels are being hacked into. And I see, like I said, you can see where some of them are being hacked into. I have so many. How is YouTube hacked when YouTube don't know? It's impossible. There's no way that YouTube is hacked and YouTube don't know. The only way that could be happening is if there's somebody who works at YouTube who's doing it. Because it's not making sense. Like, certain things have to make sense to me. And like I keep telling y'all, God is not the author of confusion. And I'm highly confused as to how so many people, because then another thing was, they were saying that my numbers, because my numbers are, something on my YouTube is not going right. So my numbers are staying the same. Matter of fact, they're actually dropping. So I don't know what that's about, but maybe I'm not, giving y'all what y'all want to be given, but too bad, so sad. The people who want to see me will come. But from what I understand is that was just another way of whoever's hacking the system is doing these things. Y'all not going to tell me that this is something that YouTube is not seeing. And I actually went to try to do like a help complaint type thing too. And then I had to be leery because, again, my cell phone seems to be, because it takes so long for me to upload a video. But also I'm seeing that even in the community, that people are saying that their internet service, their stuff, everything is not, they're not able to get the messages out because of the fact that some of y'all shouldn't get the message out. Because some of y'all, I don't know who's programming y'all, but y'all just don't know what y'all talking about right now. And y'all are giving the wrong message to people. It's just unacceptable. But there are a lot of good tarot readers. I'm not the judge of tarot readers, so don't come for me, watch your mouth. And I said what I said because basically you be lying, period. And God said, point them out if they lying. So y'all lucky, because some of y'all got y'all actual pages on my phone. But again, I keep trying to tell y'all, the narrative changes, then y'all act like y'all helping. So now it's conflicting me. But some of y'all are really the ops, period. But y'all not gonna tell me that YouTube don't know this. This is weird. Anyway, so the dude, God said when he came too close to me, watch how people get close to you. So from that point on, nobody has been that close. I have not gotten that close to anybody except for the guy that I told y'all that came up to me at the truck stop, and I told y'all that story about that. So that particular person, but I was standing on the trailer at the time when they came up, and then as I explained to him, God don't play about me. And at this point in time, he's telling me to be careful because I don't need people that close to me because, you know, people talking about kidnapping me. I heard something about, and y'all might not have been talking about me. I hope y'all wasn't raping me and all types of other mess. But that would explain some stuff that I'm talking about right now. That would explain something. So healing your body. Making sure your body, you're putting in your body because you are what you eat, literally. You are what you eat. That saying is a thing. It's really, really true. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get your body to a status of healing itself, making it do the things that it needs to do to regenerate itself. How do we do that? Water is important, making sure you're getting enough water. And then checking, and this is the hard part because some people are allergic to certain things. But why are you allergic to these? And so that's another reason. My soul tribe has to come with some chemist or something, some people who, because I don't know how this would be able to take place, because you have to make sure that your body, like what your body is lacking. So I'm sure there will have to be some checking of, you know, some dotting your I's and crossing your T's, which would have to be on a molecular level. I think that's the right word, don't quote me, but under, you know, your cells and your cells. So having somebody that could check that. But the reason I got to the whole thing is because I was showing him some pictures on my phone, right? And so he had to come close to me to see my phone. And so he was looking at my phone, and then he said, because he came over where I was sitting and he looked at my phone, and as I'm showing him what I was showing him, it went off the phone, and then he says, I'm gonna go sit back over here because you smell good. And then in my mind, it triggered, and he wasn't being disrespectful. He just, that's why he was saying, I gotta go sit over here because you smell good. And I didn't take it in a disrespectful way. It was actually, but what it made me think was instantly, I didn't even take a shower this morning yet. And I know I'm not like a stinky person because of the fact that I didn't do anything. I've been in the house all week long. And, you know, I took a bath yesterday, but today when I got up, I didn't take a shower. I just went on about my activities trying to do, but then it dawned on me, because God is saying, pay attention to the signs. Your body is now doing this thing. It's sending out pheromones. This is the reason why, because certain people, I made a joke on, you know, it wasn't a joke, it was for real, because now in my inbox, I got men, old girlfriends, girls that I never even, that, you know, I was talking to, but not really, like, we never got there. Like, my inbox is full of, like, it's weird. There's people coming, it's a lot of dudes, and I'm not even responding to anybody at this point in time because I'm over it. Because now they're doing this weird thing, one word. Why are you doing that? I don't like that. And then, but you could see where people are now trying to get my attention, and I'm like, so I said something because there were some old people that ended up coming back, and I'm like, no, not even interested. I'm not talking to anybody, not talking, not texting, not messaging, not nothing. It's been just me and God, because God is saying you gotta be careful, and now I'm putting two and two together because, anyway, back to what I said. So I was talking about the old people, and I said, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not even, you know, going around nobody, because everybody am I allowed to say this word? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this word, because I said everybody wants fairy pussy. Well, I guess I can because it's a cat. I'm like a cat right now. I laugh because I have a ankle bracelet on, and it's like bells, because when I walk, you can hear me coming. But if I, you know, walk lightly, you won't hear it. But if I walk normally, you can hear me coming. And it's part of, like, because, you know, one of the things, witchy things, is bells and, you know, those noises keep spirits away from you. So it's like a protection thing also in my life, along with everything else. But so it's a cat. I can say the word, that's what he said. So anybody that don't like it, take it up with him. I said, everybody after fairy pussy, because, you know, it's a fairy. Me, I'm a fairy. And my fairies. Anyway, so it just reminded me of that. So now I'm realizing God is saying you got to stay away from people, because also for your protection, but part of what you don't realize is you're calling people. Your body is sending out pheromones because people are attracted to that. So that's why you got to be careful about your surrounding areas, because that also can drive a person crazy. That also will lead a person to want to take something from. And luckily that was a person that, like I said, wasn't, but he don't even realize. God said, pay attention to the signs. God was trying to let me know there are certain things that are going on that even you don't realize. And yesterday I got a phone call, and funny because I was already told about the phone call. I was told about the phone call to the point of, they said, and again, this was God saying that these people are coming back to, or trying to talk to you. There's people trying to get involved in your life. And then I go to where I get my information from, and one of the tarot readers said that, and I can't remember who it was. I don't even know if I screenshotted her or not, but she said that somebody's going to call you. This is going to be a new person. Somebody's going to call you, and pay attention to, she said they have a speech impediment. And somebody called me yesterday, and you know, when you think of a speech impediment, it's always like something that's like major, but it wasn't major. This person, when I spoke to them, they called because they were trying to, you know, send a service. But when I spoke to them, they said, they asked me, they said, how was your day? And I said, it's amazing. So me and this person proceeded to have a conversation, like off of what they were calling for. And, but it ended up being a thing where, and I don't know if this is like, you know, what part this person, but apparently part of my soul tribe, again, another one, because the person yesterday, a part of my soul tribe. But again, it's like this thing, I keep telling everybody, like, I'm waiting for something. And I can't kind of like maneuver a little bit, only because part of my safety pertains to this particular person. And there are males that are part of my soul tribe that are now being introduced to me. And it's like, that one that was on the phone, that was, you know, one thing, because it ended up transpiring to something else. They ended up with my YouTube information. I gave that person my YouTube information, but then I have to stay away from these people because of the fact that I can't allow for anybody to imprint anything on me, you know, until I talk to this person. I have to talk to this person first. It's like, you know, you got to be in the meeting spot to talk to this person, because you don't want to mess up. There's something that God needs to, another activation that has to happen. And until that activation happens, you're not fully ready. So then that's the best way I can explain it. So, but this person, from what I'm being told, is they see you, they understand, but something's being held up with that person. So just, you know, try to be as patient as you can, because they know I'm not really that patient. They know I'll get left and, you know, I'm out. But because I'm being obedient and he's saying that it's not their fault. It's not their fault. You don't know the full story. Because this is like alarm bells going off, because God is saying, I feel you and I know what you, but the alarm is sounding and God is saying, just be okay. You're okay. You're okay. And I see that other meetings are happening or trying to happen, but I need you to kind of pump everybody's brakes, because you can't have that on you. Okay. But it's funny because, again, the phone call took place exactly the way she described it. And it was the best phone call, I will tell you. The best phone call. But it's weird. It's very, very weird. But anyway, back to what we were here for. Star seeds, light workers, 144. Y'all got to be very, very careful because, and this was for y'all, because when they're telling you to watch what you're eating, because you're being changed, everything in you is being changed. Also, be mindful that your body is now emitting stuff that's going to make people want to attack you. That's what it is. You don't realize, like, you walking around doing your regular everyday thing, but you smell like candy to the devil. You smell like candy to the devil. You got to be careful. So if you went through this transition and you're wondering why all of a sudden people are coming up to you, it's your body. Your body is calling them. And these people don't mean you any good. They want to take that purity that is coming down from your body away from you and make it dirty and disgusting like they are. So be mindful of what you're putting into your body. And if you have had an ascension, an upgrade, you know who you are, you're a star seed, you're involved in, any of this. If you are connected to people, you need to be mindful too, because that's also putting something in your body. Sexual intercourse with, that's putting something in your body. That could also be contaminating you. So be careful, be mindful, because again, God told me to stay to myself. Don't put anything in your body. Don't put no drugs, don't put no alcohol, don't do anything. Anything. Cleanse, be celibate, eat certain foods. Let's get you to a higher vibration, because we need you up here and not down here. Again, even with the clothing, like, there's so much stuff that there is to learn, and I haven't mastered it because my clothing has been my clothing that I've already had. I've already had this clothing. So I'm wearing the things that I've already had, but that's one thing that he's saying too. Like, when you on a higher vibration, everything matters. Everything. What you put on your body on the outside and what you put on your body on the inside. Just be mindful that your body is now trying to reach God, becoming a higher being, trying to, cleanse itself, trying to become more natural. And the funny part is, I never wore like I like body sprays. Vanilla is my thing. For some reason, that's been like my whole entire life. Vanilla is one of the things I love. So my body sprays normally consist of like a vanilla base, and most of the stuff that I ever have worn are consistent of a vanilla base. And now I'm starting to realize, like, I don't know, it's so weird. And my deodorant, I don't even really wear deodorant, but when I do wear deodorant, it's the Tom's natural deodorant. So, but again, if you are, because my body never smells weird at all, period, even though I don't wear deodorant. And like I said, if I know I'm going to go and I'm going to be out in the sun all day and, stuff like that, then, maybe. But for the most part, I try to stay away from anything that is not designed for my body. And we know how some natural people smell. Not no shade, but I like my stuff. And then the other thing is, just so you guys know, I like oil. And before I used to do like the Johnson & Johnson oil, but what I've been on to lately is using the blessing oil. The one you get from the church, and it costs a lot, but best oil ever from head to toe, because I need to have that blessing on me. I gotta make sure, the devil stay away from me. Although now that I'm understanding that apparently I'm emitting a smell of attraction, which is great, but not great when you have people trying to, you know, take stuff from you. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why you are being, you know, everybody wants to be all loving on you is because you're emitting love and light. It's secreting from your body, literally. So that's all I had for you. Hopefully it was, because it was all over the place a little bit, but hopefully I explained everything properly. And to the person that helped me yesterday with my situation, I thank you so much. I hope you don't mind me using you as an example, but you don't realize that you actually helped me with something else, because I didn't know that. This video is long. I didn't know that that was happening until you told me, but that was actually now a confirmation to something that God has been trying to tell me anyway. So I thank you for that. And like, comment, share, subscribe. All my information is in the description box. So if you're trying to reach me, there's an email there, there's an address there. Yeah. And never mind. I'm happy in life right now. I am so ecstatic, because it's like seeing the changes, seeing the growth, and I welcome the changes and I welcome the growth. And I want to be a better me tomorrow than I am today. So I'm continually looking for, you know, growth and the thing I say, evolution, because humans are evolving. Okay, we're evolving. Some of us are better. I'm not going to say it, but the human species is evolving. Okay, let's just all understand and know that you can't stay the same. We got to grow, we got to develop, we got to move on. So again, like, comment, share, subscribe. My information is in the description box. Thanks for coming to my channel.